So call to order. I'm going to do a quick roll call. I believe Kathy's supposed to be on Zoom, correct?
He's trying right now.
Okay. Mike, I'm here. Raven.
Here.
Chester.
Here.
And our new person, Dave.
Here.
Welcome.
Is it David or David?
Either one.
Okay, well, I don't want to be wrong. You're the new one of the bunch, so welcome to the group.
Thank you.
Did everybody have a chance to look at last week's minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have a motion for those minutes?
I'll mention that we approved them.
And second it?
I'll go with the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Who seconded?
Nays?
Who
Nays?
seconded?
Okay, we got that part of it done. Do we have any new items we need to discuss? No, I didn't see it on here, so I didn't start it. Sorry. My bad. Okay, I guess we don't, no new agenda, so we'll go back to the old business. I believe Keller Development, is that where you're from, sir? I believe we've already had this presentation once, but we'll have it again for the benefit of Dave, because he's our new guy, if you don't mind, or at least give us a brief summary again. I would truly appreciate it, sir.
Sir.
Thank you. Is she still trying to connect?
Yes, I have him on the phone. She's.
Okay.
My name is Greg Majeski. I am with Keller Development. We are a developer, builder, manager, and owner of multifamily housing throughout the state of Indiana. Here again this evening to request a special exception to have elderly housing as an approved use in an R3 multifamily housing district for our proposed development at 3986 South 600 West. It will be a senior living facility for age 55 and older, and it will be apartments, an independent living community for seniors age 55 and older that we will call Ashton Acres. Since I was here last month, we did submit revised plans based on feedback that was received to increase parking. The plans that we submitted include 70 parking spaces, which meets exactly in the middle what the elderly housing standard says and what the multifamily housing standard says. And I'm happy to continue to answer any questions that the BCA may have about this project or what we're proposing for the project, or specifically what we are requesting from the BCA.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board?
No.
Nope. Any public comments? Anybody would like to comment or say anything about?
Take that back. I do have a question. How did you come up with the other spots? Did you eliminate something? Or the spots smaller? How did you come up with the additional?
There was room on the north side of the parking lot along the edge, and that's where we added.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I'd also like to mention that we've reached out to Hancock Senior Services for their transit program to ensure that they know this development is being proposed. They confirmed that yes, they would be able to serve any tenant there, and we do that for all of our developments, but I wanted to make a note of that as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I do have another. Sorry. Are they standard parking spot sizes of 10 foot or the 7.9 to 9 foot wide?
We will meet what the development standards in their ordinance say.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is, so I was out here prior to this meeting measuring to see if I park a car, if it's senior, some of them are going to have walkers. And so how easy would it be to get a walker? And they fold up. I get all that. How easy would it be? That's the only reason why I question that, because a walker's average size, when I just looked it up, is 21 to 25 inches, which is 2 foot. And that is not going to be able to work out here without it being a handicap. So my only question was, are they can they or would they be just a tad bit wider for those people that you will be servicing to have a walker? Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. I certainly understand your point. Seniors will need more than room.
Yeah.
We have drawn the parking spaces to what the town says they need to be drawn to.
Okay.
We will include ADA parking spaces and the striped no parking in between them.
Okay.
With the excess of parking that we're now providing, we do know that there will be an excess of parking because we just don't see that many cars in our other senior developments.
Okay.
And we believe that will accommodate the room needed.
Okay. And is that what you've asked the town to be the 10 foot like we have out here?
Whatever our ordinance, whatever it says, we're gonna do. And, you know, I'm as white as a walker. If I get out of a car, I can walk up. So I don't think that's gonna be the issue.
I just want to make sure there's enough room.
Any other questions from the board? Do we have any public comments or questions? Okay. Well, at this time, I think we'll go ahead and take a vote on whether we want to approve this or not. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All, anybody, any nays? No nays? Did you? No,
It's still in my mind.
Still in your mind?
Yeah, like, I don't disagree with it. So the only thing that we're changing is on the zoning. It is saying we can go to 0.8 according to this email that we got. When I asked the question, that asking, you want to go to an R3 with the senior housing acceptance. With that being said, if we accept this, it's going to allow 0.08 parking spots per unit. Yes, he has agreed to 70. I respect that, and that is exactly what I wanted. So I'm not denying it because he's not meeting it. I want to know if this can say not 0.08. Because if he decides tomorrow that this can't happen, you just approved at 0.08. So he can change it if he needs to. And that is not what I like. So if there was some way this
I
not
don't
to
think that
say
can be taken
0.08.
out. That's part of the ordinance.
It's
No, that's part of the ordinance. So I can just briefly review, President Bledsoe asked this question at the last council meeting, and I went over the process. So currently, this property is zoned R3.
Correct.
So it has to meet all the requirements of R3.
Correct.
They are meeting all the requirements of R3. They're asking for a special exception, which is allowed by your ordinance. That special exception says that they have to, on top of the regular R3 requirements, they have to meet, I think there's 9 or 10 additional requirements. Which Greg shared last time, and I can share on the screen here maybe momentarily. So they're asking for additional requirements. There's 9 to 10 additional requirements that they're going to build to make it more suitable for senior living.
Mhm.
And then the only other change to the R3 designations is that the ordinance says that it drops down to 0.8. So that's a requirement as part of the ordinance. You're merely approving,
Brother, we'll go to the senior part.
you're merely approving whether or not they've met the requirements to show 5 things that were laid out on your application that you received last time. There went over whether it negatively affects safety. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I'll pull it up here in a second. But that's your standard. So you don't get to change the ordinance at this point. You're saying, one, you want to require them to meet all those standards for senior housing.
Mhm.
And then if they do, and you accept this, then the other part that gets changed on R3 is their parking requirement goes down to 0.8. And then they have to go through the building permit process, and there can be negotiation there. But the zoning ordinance sets the bare minimums. And so we're upping the minimums on some of the requirements and we're lowering it on one. So they're doing 9 to 10 things extra to make it more suitable, and then they're gonna get a little bit less parking. I think Jim may have mentioned it before. If there's a subsequent owner, having it drop down to having it be a lower rate now means it's more difficult for somebody to come in and then not use it for senior housing because they would have to make up the spaces. So if you're at 0.8 spaces per unit now, and somebody comes in and they want to use it as a regular apartment complex, they sell this special exception goes away, they have to reapply. They're not going to make it. They're not going to be able to use it just as a regular apartment complex. So it adds a layer of safety depending on what the town wants to do and see and develop. You are not allowed to change the ordinance at this point. It has to go through an ordinance change process. So accept all the provisions of special exception, or you can say it doesn't meet it. If you accept it, you have to make findings. They propose findings in their application. Unless you see something that needs to change, I would suggest adopting their findings as part of your assessment.
I'll vote nay.
I'm sorry, I was reading.
It was back to, you had three
Oh.
yeses. I'll vote nay.
Can she hear us now or? Can you hear us, Kathy?
We can hear.
I don't think we can hear her though.
How about now?
Oh, not yet.
Ah,
Find out after. She might have mute on.
I'm
We
sorry.
cannot hear you.
There we go.
There we go. Can you hear us, Kathy?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Did you hear everything was kind of going on, even though you were trying to get everything in?
Yeah, I heard the last few minutes, yes.
Okay, well, we took a vote for yay or nay. I haven't heard from you yet.
To pass this, to pass it, is that what you're saying?
Yes, a yay or a nay?
Mine's a yay.
So we have 4 yays and
One nay.
1 nay?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, majority,
Point of order, I would suggest, doing a second motion, adopting those findings.
okay,
If you've approved it, we need to have findings.
maybe I'll make a motion, we could approve these findings.
I will second.
Second it? Well, I think we have our approval. Okay. At this time, the majority is 4 yays, 1 nay. The resolution will pass. The acceptance for R3. Is there anything else we need to discuss? Then we should be good. I will.
Just as a point of clarification, it was
Yes.
R3.
for R3 special exception.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right, well, then I will adjourn the meeting. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I so move.
Meeting is adjourned. Need some signatures here, boys and girls.
Perfect.